So having these, we can see that the Hellborn has, you know, they have a few ways to stay relevant. They're not focusing on just one core here. They're not focusing on just one carry. They want to have multiple, just to make sure that when they are, one of them gets shut down by all of their heroes, all the heroes Legion has, the other one is able to still do decent work. Then we see, you know, Andromeda doing the thing she did last game, making sure to ward early, making sure that she sees what's happening. You know, very good. Wards win games. Same as stuns, you know. Both of those win games. So, making sure your map is revealed, that you can see everything the enemy team is doing, it makes you do better decisions. It's good that she is warding there. And yeah, and then if we look at Legion, what their picks are, obviously they're doing a bit like they did last game. I think they're really focused on making sure Clanks is as strong as possible. They want them. They're gonna focus on Clanks mostly. You know, they don't have many other heroes that can really deal with the enemy team, like carry at least nearly as well as the enemy team here. You know, the Hellborn, which has the Benzi, the Soul Stealer, and even the Zephyr up to a certain point. You know, Gladiator's not going to be able to deal with that. None of them are going to be able to deal with that, except the Clanks. So they really want to make sure the Clanks, just like last game, gets really, really strong. Clanks TPing, going all the way bottom. Probably because of that ward. We can see the advantage of that ward. They've noticed that, hey, look, there's 3 heroes top. Clanks like, I'm not going to deal with that. Go bottom. I'm going to deal with the one guy now that's bottom. Middle lane, we can see that again. They are there is a dual lane. It's gonna be hard for Gladiator if he's alone though to deal with the Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer is a very, very strong solo laner against other solo laners, especially against a Gladiator. Just his damage is really, really strong early game. Oh, and there he goes. He's getting a bunch of creeps out, just pushing and making sure that Gladiator backs off. He's like, hey, this is my lane now. Back off. And there he goes. Like I said, they're really focusing on that Clanks here. You know, they have... If you look at the map, we can see they're just all making sure that Clanks is just... They're babying him. They're making sure... You know, they're making sure he gets fed. They're making sure he's eating. But we're also going to see that, just like last game, the not-so-Pikachu team, so Legion team, they're going to leave the Bensington kind of alone here. Kind of tell them, hey, we're gonna let you farm, but my Clanks can be more farmed than you at the end because we're going to make sure he's doing good. Right? We're going to make sure that whoever else isn't getting as much farm. And we're going to see if it's going to work this time, the same as before. But the middle lane, definitely, you know, Soul Stealer is trying to make Gladiator back off. Gladiator getting the items, trying to get more health. Makes sense. You want to get more health right now. Mystic Vestments, like, maybe would be a good item, but I do think that getting the Bracer is just better right now, just more health. Than just having a bit more armor. All right, and bottom lane, the Iker. I haven't really mentioned the Iker, but Iker, as I said last game, is just such a strong hero to deal with, especially when he's laying with someone else. But there goes Magnus looking at that Zephyr. I think he wants to get that stun off, but Zephyr's staying just out of range, using his gust just there. Keeper was invis though, and they didn't realize him. There goes the Magnus stun. Iker using his leap to save, and they're able to counter by getting the Magnus. Engineer TPing, using the keg on Keeper. Keeper using his invis. But there goes the Rev Ward down. They were prepared for it. They were like, hey, I know what the hell you're about to do. We're going to stop you. Clanks trying just to get a pick, but he's not able to get that pick back. Andromeda and Magnus are showing up. They're trying to make sure Clanks gets way better. And there goes the Andromeda and the Magnus. Magnus uses a stun. There goes the Andromeda stun right after. And, you know, perfectly calculated because Clanks gets the kill. So, you know, turns out they get, you know, they end up doing better. Well, not really, because they end up catching back a bit, I think is a better term here. The deaths that they had. But I think this is what Hellborn wants there to be, a lot of chaos bottom, because they really want that Bensington to have free farm for a bit, especially until he gets level 6, which he does have now. So now Bensington, whenever he wants, could just teleport and help the team. Legion's going to have to be aware of this. They're not going to be able to go in like they just did because of that. They're going to have to really be aware of what's happening. And again, all the action happening bottom. Icar uses his leap on the Andromeda. Keg, oh, but the gust stops the Keg. It does not matter. They still get the pick. Doesn't matter. That's Zephyr. Kind of grief there, a bit of grief, but doesn't matter. Still get the pick. That's what's important right there. Here we go. You can see, yep, Hellborn really doing what they're supposed to do right here. Oh, there goes the Magnus stun, and there goes the Icar leaping on Clanks, but Clanks runs away. Bensington using his ult just to go in and gank like I said he would, and he does, and they manage to get the pick. And Bensington obviously teleporting right back to top after this is done. He's not going to stay here and try to push that tower. There's no point. There's no point for him to try to do that. He just wants to keep getting farm. He uses ult well. Now it's back to farming. It's back to doing what he's supposed to do. Again, good comms on Hellborn's side right now. The game is 4-1 right now on kills. But most importantly, the Hellborn is up gold and XP. That is always the most important part for these games. And we can see again there's the 3 players. Icar jumping on the Clanks. Oh, but then he gets the Keeper ulted on him. They do manage to get the Clanks down right after, though, so it is fine. So Sealer, though, TPing in using his grasp, his demon hands, excuse me, just to, like, get that kill. Again, we saw the burst damage. Guy was, like, more than half health, and then 2 abilities, bam, he's done. So, yeah, so good TPs, good capitalizing on really, you know, getting, making sure the team TPs and really helps. Top lane, as we can see, Bensington getting caught here. They are jumping on him. Is Andromeda going to get close enough to use her stun? I think that's what's important. No, she's not. Bensington manages to run away here. Using his stun. Very unfortunate. If Andromeda was just a bit closer, she would have managed. They would have managed to get that, but they weren't able. Unfortunately, the Clank's slow is not enough to catch a person, especially without having the Keeper ult, because he just used it for the fight at the bottom lane. But still, very good, because they managed to make him back off. They managed to, you know, interrupt his free farming just a bit, which is, again, what they want to do. Alright, looking bottom lane. I wonder if the enemy team is going to TP. Probably not, because I can see that the Legion team seems to be a bit more preoccupied with what's happening around the top and middle lane than the bottom lane, which is currently getting pushed by the Zephyr. Zephyr managing to get his helm of the back Legion, so already managing to get way more tanky 8 minutes into the game. Oh, middle lane, there goes, they're jumping on the Icar. Keeper managing to find him. Clanks using his flashbangs, but they don't manage to get him. Icar is just too tanky. Benzington using a stun. He doesn't hit anyone, but at least he is in the fight. Stunning the Clanks. They're focusing the Clanks, trying to get him. Benzington manages to secure that kill. Alright. Oh. Benzington manages to dodge that Gladiator stun real quick. They're focusing the Zephyr here. Zephyr, unfortunately, he got showdown. He can't run away. Gladiator just showdown him and just kept smacking him. You can't get away here. It doesn't matter how tanky you are. There's 3 of us. Smack, smack, smack. You're down. Benzington though, managing to run away, but that's gonna help, Legion team a bit catch up because they managed to win. Overall, they've won that fight. Gladiator getting good stun off there. Unfortunately, Benzington missed, but Zephyr hitting a decent ult, but again, it wasn't enough to turn the tides of that fight. And then looking at the map, we can see, focus on a bit on the wards where they're placed. We can see Legion team has a decent amount of wards placed, especially to know the river where the Hellborn is going to be, what's happening in the forest, but also the top river and the bottom lane. They want to see who's there. And Hellborn currently has a ward in the jungle and the river is around the same place as the Legion. All right, I think top lane tower goes down. They managed to push it, but they are going to TP back to mid. Middle lane, we can see Magnus going in with the stun. Benzington using his ult to go in. Going after the Magnus, they managed to secure. That's how we see how Benzington is just such a strong character to fight. He's just always there. It doesn't like the Zephyr and the Iker. I think this fight they probably would have gotten him, but there's a chance they might not have. And Benzington just TPing in, making sure to secure that kill. Gladiator showdowning and stunning the Zephyr. Zephyr getting caught in the Gladiator ult, unable to do anything. Keeper ulting, trying to make sure to catch the Benzington and the Iker, but they're just too far away. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything, unfortunately, and they managed to still get away. But great catch on that the Gladiator, really using his entire kit here. and not just that, the entire team managing to lock down the Zephyr that went in. Making sure that they, to lock him down as fast as possible, make sure he's not able to do anything. So the Hellborn has to back up at that point. But if we're looking at the gold here, Hellborn is still up. They're still up a quite substantial amount even, compared to Legion. But again, it's still not enough to say that it's over. Top lane, here we see Gladiator landing a stun, doing a showdown. And then Benzington waiting for it to go off and then stunning. Again, Keeper without his ult isn't able to do any lockdown, and Magnus just wasn't there in time to keep locking him down. The only thing they really managed to do is make him back off, which is fine, but it's still Benzington. He's still gonna he's gonna come back anyways for the next fight. Oh, and middle lane, there goes the Benzington using his stun and his Lance along just to get the Andromeda. The Andromeda being really underfed here, not having much items or any health. Only 700, around 800 health, I'd say, even a bit less. It's really rough to deal with. Oh, Benzington here getting caught by the Keeper. Getting showdown. Gladiator ulted. Are they gonna manage to get him? No, they won't. The enemy team manages to posture enough just to save him, save their carry. But middle lane goes down. Magnus still manages to get his ult off, but the Soul Stealer ult does bring him down. However, Gladiator's there, he's just gonna use his stun, get the pick off real quickly. Solstice being very low health there, couldn't really do much unless he had backed off immediately after getting that Magnus pick. That's the only way he would have possibly survived, but even then, somewhat questionable to see if he would have. But there goes the Benzington stunning here and getting the pick. Benzington just already doing a lot of burst damage here with his stun Lance-Along combo that we're seeing, and that's what Benzington's good at. He used his ult just to go into the as far down as he could and then hit the Clanks. The Clanks didn't realize that the Benzington was teleporting. And that's Benzington's advantage, using him very, very well to really use his global presence here and making sure to shut down Clanks. They don't want the same thing happening as last game. But there goes the Iker and the Benzington jumping on the Keeper. There goes the Engineer, Electric Field. Keeper does use his ult, but it's in vain. It doesn't matter that the ult was pulled off because it doesn't do much. It doesn't set up anything. Andromeda here getting caught by the enemy team. Not too sure what's happening. Oh, Gladiator here using all of his abilities, catching to the Soulstone and the Iker. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Or maybe it is, because Magnus goes in with the stun, managing to pick up 2 of them. Gladiator managing to pick up the other pick on the Iker. So, overall, I think a very equal engagement. And it shows that the HoN is up on kills, but they're not necessarily winning team fights. But it doesn't also matter too much if they're not winning fights, because Zephyr is here pushing, and he's getting more and more fit. He's getting more and more beefy, more and more tanky. It's gonna be harder for Legion to really deal with that tanky Zephyr. The more it goes on, they're gonna need to really, really fight him, because in a team, if he keeps farming like his next team fight, he's just gonna win. But there goes top lane. If we're looking, they're trying to go in, but Zephyr notices the Magnus, pushes him back, and just keeps running, which was a good play. Magnus was the one that was gonna be the problem here. Bit of setup, looking a bit around just to make sure I'm not missing anything for you lovely people watching. Benzington still farming, doing his job, I think he's going to try to go Shrunken next. Oh, but if we look near middle lane, the Magnus goes in on the Iker with his stun, but there's just no follow-up. There's just nothing they can really do. Iker again showing. We saw here Iker is just very tanky. He doesn't have necessarily that many items to make him tank, but his abilities and just him overall is a pain to deal with. So, he's able to be a lot more aggressive in where he is in his positioning because of that. And I don't think last game we really saw him use his full potential, but I think right now we are going to see that happening. The Iker and the Benzington, I think they're trying to look. They're looking for that Clanks. They want to get him, but Clanks does realize what's about to happen. And unless Benzington gets the stun, he doesn't. He should have went there just a bit sooner to get it. If you look at top lane, a bit of action is happening. Clanks, that's where he TP, trying to get them. Engineer using his ult defensively here to stop the enemy team from pushing them too quickly, and it does work. Both Zephyr and Engineer get away. Which is, a good use of the abilities. Oh, Gladiator here, I think he's going to get caught by the mines. There goes the mines, and there he goes. And he just got Engineer trapped. Happens to the best of us. You gotta, with an Engineer on the map, you can't just go for the runes like that. You gotta watch your step a bit. Oh, but bottom lane, there goes the Benzing going in on the Clank. But he's alone. He doesn't manage to get the pick. Iker going in because the Socio is right behind him. And the Engineer. But remember, Engineer, he just used his ult. He's not going to have his ult for this team fight. So, I'm not sure this is the greatest fight to go in right now. Might just be better to farm, which Legion team backs off. They don't want to take this fight, and I understand them. They're down on kills and everything, so they want to manage to farm up, get more stuff. Just get they want that. Engineer placing back his mines, as we can see, back in the Legion jungle. He's placing those mines. I think he definitely does see that Keeper, and he's trying to really do that, but it doesn't matter because Keeper has his little creeps, which Keeper can Keeper's basically playing Minesweeper here with his creeps, making sure that they go right in front of him, and that he doesn't get caught, just like Gladiator did a few moments ago. All right, but Hellborn here is going for the Kongor. They want to get it. They want that extra gold. They want that buff. And they also want to make sure that the Legion doesn't get it, because that's what happened last game. Legion got the Kongor way too many times. Zephyr, pushing on his own. And he's just too beefy. He's just too annoying to deal with. Looks like Legion's kind of doesn't want to mess with him too much. And like last game, they're really focusing on getting their Clanks farmed up. They want to make sure he gets way stronger. They want him to be able to compete with the Benzington and the Soul Stealer as much as possible. Oh, but top lane here we see Zephyr using his Cyclone ult. You got the Gladiator pushing him. And the Benzington going in. However, he gets shut down by the Andromeda and the Clanks. Clanks showing again why he's a core. Soul Stealer ulting and getting his picks out of that and securing the kill on Keeper of the Force with the Engineer Electric Field. Beautiful ult on the beautiful keg, on the Magnus there, stunning him right out of his invis, making sure they focus him down. Klang's alone right here. It can't really do much, and it looks like the Hellborn here are going to at least push this tower. Or not. They don't have the creeps. They're not able to do much, and Magnus is coming back right now and with a buyback. So even if they didn't get the tower, that was still a very good win here for Hellborn. Gladiator here going in with the Rot. Oh, and he sees the Soul Stealer. He might be trying to go. There goes a beautiful stun off of him. He showdowns, he ults, but it's not enough to get the Iker. Iker's just too tanky. He's just a bit too beefy right now. Like I said, Iker's just surprisingly tanky because of his abilities. He doesn't need that many tanky items to be hard to kill, and he's hard to kill enough right now. So. Also, to note, Zephyr is the one doing the job of the more frontliner tank. So, there he goes. Legion here trying to find a pick, but Benz is just too slippery. He's really hard to pick to get when you don't have enough lockdown. Alright, and you can see the Soul Stealer here getting more creeps top lane. It looks like Hellborn, yeah, they're looking for Conqueror. They want to get Conqueror right now. They want to get it before Legion is able to get it. And again, if they're able to get that, they might just be able to get top tower. Or even top barracks. And as soon as they get top barracks, it's going to be very, very hard for Legion to come back from that. Especially considering Legion just got their first tower. This is not looking very good for them. All right, and there goes the Kongor, and let's see who picked up. There is no token of life, I don't think, because of it took them a bit too long to get the second Kongor, but that is also fine. That is completely fine that they got it. It's more money. It's just bigger buff. You know, especially getting more damage on Soul Stealer is going to be pretty hard to deal with. Alright, there goes the Gladiator ulting in, managing to catch the Soul Stealer. Andromeda swapping the Soul Stealer here, but Soul Stealer manages to run away here. Goes out with just a bit of help. Bensington also running in, getting the carry. There's a buyback going on with the Bensington running right back in, but the Magnus uses his second buyback with the Gladiator also using his buyback. Buybacks are going left and right. They want to make sure the Hellborn isn't able to push here. And they managed to protect their barracks, which was their goal here. They wanted to protect those barracks, because if they didn't, it was going to be, I'm not going to say over, but very close to over if that happened. But they held on, took a few buybacks, which isn't ideal. Legion really wants to get a bit more money here.
Let's get it on.
And all right, the game is back up. We are seeing what I'm really curious to see, because I don't think the game is necessarily over right now. I'm not gonna call it until one of the teams calls it. I think that's where that's that. But it's looking really rough. I want to see a comeback here, but I don't think I'm gonna see that. But I do hope to see that. I don't know if anyone's understands what I'm saying. But we're again. I think Hellborn has played very well. If they do win, they do deserve this win. They've played very well. They managed to really shut down that Clank style that made them have all this problem, you know, last game. You know, that tree farming Clanks. They managed to really do a good job here. And you know, you can see Legion is farming. Hellborn is, you know, excuse me, yeah, pushing their lanes, trying to make sure they get back that control that they had before. Though if I was Hellborn here, I feel like I would try to push a bit more here. They might be waiting to get one more item on Soul Stealer here, or even get another item. Make sure Bensington has the item he needs to be able to fight that Gladiator here. In the jungle top, I feel like he's trying to catch that Bensington. I'm not sure if he's going to do enough damage, though, to do that. Oh, there goes his stun and his ult. Oh, and he tries to TP out, but it's not enough. And he misses both of those abilities. Engineer going in, making sure to dust the ult. And easily, Gladiator tried to do a play here, I respect, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. And there goes his 1 minute respawn time back to base. It's getting very rough for them. I do kind of see what he was trying to do. Didn't pan out because none of his abilities hit there. And Benzini was just able to stun him out of his TP. And after that, well, you know, Engineer's right beside, so free kill. All right. Legion, as we can see, they're like retreating back into their base. They really want to make sure the team is together here, and they're make sure that they don't have this issue that they're currently at. Right? They want to make sure they're together and that they can fight back when Hellborn pushes, which they're about to do. Bottom, they're getting that tower here. They're trying to get that last outer tower, just to make sure that, you know, the only towers that are left are inside that base. And now that it's gone, they're going to have a lot more control. I can see a DD rune, double damage here. Solstier is going to pick it up. All right, Solstier with double damage. Top lane here, Bensington almost managing to catch the Magnus. Magnus using his PK and his stun. Manages to teleport out. And Hellborn, however, is getting that Congo. And as soon as they get that Congo, they're probably going to want to push out and really win that fight. If they manage to win one good fight here, I think it will be the end of the game. And that's what they're looking for with that mist that they just used. There it is. They're looking top. I think they see that the Clanks was there and maybe even the Keeper of the Forest. Engineer really trying to go in, really trying to get that stun off. Is he going to manage to do it? No, he won't. Doesn't get close enough to use any of his abilities, anything to do that. But Zephyr, with the tablet, manages to run in. Andromeda uses her swap to save the Keeper of the Forest and then runs backwards, trying to get the enemy team off the tail of the Keeper and the Clanks. Andromeda here kind of sacrificing herself just to give the rest of her team a bit more breathing room here, because I think she realizes she doesn't have many items. All she really has is her stun and her ult, so might as well do that. Max, however, does get his shrunken head here, which might be a good way to counter the Hellborn team here. Most of their abilities are completely magical, so probably going to help him, maybe even with pretty decent on the team fight. And there goes Magnus with his ult and his stun combo. Gladiator getting both of them with his pitfall. Bensington, however, going and picking off the Gladiator with his ult and stun combo, and then just smacking the Clanks over and over. Clanks has to back up. Magnus still managing, though, to get a good stun off, and Gladiator, with that buyback, manages to also catch the Soul Stealer. And again, they hold that top lane and manage to make sure it does not fall. Those barracks still are standing. So even though there was a buyback, still an unsuccessful push from Hellborn. Even if Legion is at a disadvantage, they are still holding on. And they keep pushing. Magnus managing to land his stun on the Iker. Gladiator setting up for his stun and just catching him, and then Clanks just running, going back, doing the rest of the damage, getting the pick right there. And now Legion, which is at a advantage here, is getting the Convoy. And they are going to get it. There's nothing Hellborn can do about it right now. Hellborn is still respawning. They're down. They can't really do much. The only thing they can do is try to farm up a bit more and group up and prepare for the next push on top lane, or even some of the other lanes they could try. Maybe we're gonna see if they try to switch up a bit of strategy, or they're gonna keep pushing top lane, trying to get those barracks, which are already low on well, not low, but without a tower, excuse me. We're slowly seeing the Blanks is managing to turn. He's managing to get more and more farm and catching up with the other carries from Hellborn side. And we're going to see if he manages to get strong enough to turn this. This may be a comeback, or maybe, as I said, a deserved win for Hellborn. We will see. But still important to note, even though the gap is slowly becoming smaller and smaller, there is still a gap, and Hellborn still has an advantage here. They still have the advantage. So we're going to see if they're able to use that. And there it is. We can see slowly the teams are preparing. They're getting into position. excuse me, they're getting into position. You know, Gladiator becoming invisible, making sure that you know, they can really catch him. Oh, there goes there's a setup on the Bensington. But no, this was just a bit of a harass, trying to get a bit of health off of him right now, just to afterwards be able to burst him down easier. Very normal. They're poking at each other, trying to see if they can find just one opportunity to win, but it does not happen, because there goes the initiation. Solstice peeking and managing to use his ult. It doesn't matter, there is a swap. But Magnus, using his ult stun combo, manages to hold on and kill not both enemy players, most importantly, the Zephyr and the Soul Stealer, and also the Engineer afterwards gets caught. Oh, and Magnus tries to get the stun. He does manage to stop the Icar, and he's body blocking him, getting ready so the Gladiator and the Clanks can just burst him down. And Icar on his own is not able to do anything here. Legion slowly, this may be, I think, a comeback right now. I was not convinced that they would win, but I think right now, more and more, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this happen. Clanks, everything kind of rests on him to get just strong enough to be able to beat the enemy team. Bensington managed to run away again, just like last time, but he's alone. He's not gonna be able to do anything. Legion is just going to be able to push. They're definitely going to be able to get middle tower here. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get top tower as well. Gladiator here is trying to make that happen. If they do manage to do that, they're going to slowly, you know, bridge that gap. You know, make that gap smaller and eventually just stop it. XP right now is pretty equal. Gold is still very slightly on the Hellborn side, but it's going down. They almost have the same amount of towers. You know, Legion is just down one tower. So, at some point, you know, Legion might just be 1 or 2 wins, team fight wins, away from just winning this entire match and getting, you know, a pretty decent, I would say, a pretty good comeback here. Clanks, really doing a good job in getting as much money as he can, because he is right now the only hope for his team to really out damage the enemy team here. Obviously, the rest of the team does have a role to play. With the Gladiator, has been landing very good stuns. Andromeda, even if she doesn't necessarily have that many items, she's been constantly saving her teammates, getting the enemy team into positions where they're not going to do well and they can get caught. And the Magnus has been hitting very, very good ults with his stun, and he's been playing extremely, extremely well here. And I'm very, very glad to see this happen. And the Keeper, I mean, Keeper ult is just really annoying to deal with anyways. So no, I think Legion team's been playing very well. Even though I am saying it is still on Clanks' shoulders here. He needs to be able to carry this. Oh, and there goes middle lane. Gladiator popping his shrunken head, trying to teleport out, and he does get the teleport out. Zephyr using his ult, trying to kill him, but Gladiator said, nope, I'm gonna use my items. I have my stuff. You guys can't stun me long enough, or can't get to stop me from teleporting out. I'm gonna save myself. And Hellborn obviously getting the Convoy here. Clanks, he's gonna notice that they're there. He already kind of knows because he's sending his illusions. And there goes, and they are Legion right now, getting more confident. We can see they're taking more of the map. They're not hiding in their base anymore. They're really just like making sure that I think Hellborn kind of like is like, okay, we can't do much anymore. Like we can't bully them anymore. We have to win until they do their play now, and we have to counter because this can't keep going on like it's going right now. All right, and I am trying to see what the Hellborn is about to do. Right now, Hellborn, what I think they need to do right now, Hellborn, they have 2 cores. They need them to they need them to not get caught here. Which is about to happen. Top lane, Magnus using his ult on the Benzington. Benzington managing to pop his Shrunken just in time. And he just keeps hitting the enemy. Gladiator trying to teleport out, but he's able to do it just in time. They tried to initiate on the Benzington, but Benzington uses his Shrunken just in time. Gladiator not able to use his stun fast enough to counteract that. And then the counter initiation happens. And now Hellborn obviously is going to capitalize on that. They are going to push as hard as they can top. They need to get this. Thanks obviously is going to TP back right now to try to count. But Hellborn is going to get the barracks, unfortunately. Still not over, but it is getting more and more rough for Legion to fight back. And they're going to try to get middle tower right now. Right now, Legion, they need to find a way to stall, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to. Because it looks like Hellborn is about to get both barracks. It looks like that pick that they were trying to get on Benzington might cost them the entire game. And there goes it. There goes a swap on the Andromeda. But it's not gonna be enough. But Hellborn is not able to get the last barracks, but they did manage to get both middle and top lane barracks. It's looking even more rough for Legion here. I was looking at their comeback, but looks like he might not be able to get it. But again, I've been wrong this game about that before, so we're gonna see. Hellborn here using their mist. They are looking for an opportunity to go in. They're gonna see if they can find someone that's caught. They can't see the gladiator right now. They're all misted all together, and they can't see. But the mist goes off, and there goes the initiation. The gladiator manages to catch the engineer, but Solstier, he's still alive and still there. Even though Clanks is fighting alone, he is trying to kill, but it's just not enough. Managed to get one pick. He's just not able to compete with the amount of not only crowd control, but just overall items that the entire Hellborn team has. He's not able to solo carry this. The problem is that they might have gotten rid of Soulstealer, but Benzington is also a problem. He's a very big problem here. And even if they did get rid of the Soulstealer, Soulstealer still managed to get his ult off. He still managed to get kills with a kill, even with that. So they didn't manage to shut him down fast enough. Gladiator did go after the engineer, trying to shut him down. Excuse me. Shut him down before the ult went off, but it just wasn't fast enough. And that's I think the problem we're seeing with Gladiator right now is that he's not able to stun fast enough. Since his stun is not an instant click and stun, has a bit of a wind-up time. Just not able to line up people exactly when he wants to. And that's causing a bit of issues. Legion getting their Kongor. Fair enough. Again, but Legion has not given up now. They're still not giving up. So I don't think it's over. It's not going to be over until one of the team gives up, and I don't think they are right now. Legion isn't giving up until I think they're going to wait until their base is down at this point. 42-minute game here. And we can see this is, we are far into the late game here. Clanks has most of the items that he has hopes for. Same with Gladiator. Same with Soulstealer. Same with Benzington. They really have the items that they want. Right now, it's going to be really how they're going to play, how they're going to utilize their heroes' abilities to really win this fight. Legion is going back to defending, but it's really rough because they have to keep defending all these other lanes. And the Hellborn really looking for that last barracks here. Oh, and there goes the Andromeda swap on the Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer going down with all of the Legion abilities. Magnus trying to go in. Clanks going in from the side, and he just going to keep going after the Icar, but he is stunned. He can't do anything. Benzington going in, going after the Clanks. Clanks goes down. There goes the core, but Benzington does end up going down with the Magnus stun. Keeper using his ult, trying to back off. Oh, but there goes the buyback on the Benzington, and he ults in, getting the rest of the picks, and I think there goes the game. And a very deserved win for Hellborn here. Very, very good also playing from Legion. They almost managed to come back. It just wasn't enough. Hellborn had just a bit too much farm, unfortunately. And